Okay, so patience is important. How did you work on the fear of money? See, when you have that desire to do something good, right, or excel in some field, you will overcome all this. So it has to be first, you need to have that strong desire. Strong desire will lead to proper understanding of the subject, and proper understanding of the subject will lead to proper trading. After this is the first technical part, this is the knowledge part, and for developing the skill you'll have to also work on your own self. Okay, now trading is one field where you probably will understand yourself much better than any other way. How impatient you are, how indisciplined you are, how easy you break rules. You don't have to worry about losing money. So first of all, you have to. The best thing is you have to do is accept losses. It's important that you accept losses. It's going to be a journey. It's not going to be like overnight thing that you will come out of it. All of you will still have losses. The only thing that you can do is keep those losses to the bare minimum. All right. Now, throughout the course, you'll be encouraged to update your trading plan. Similar. Now, how many of you have really written down your trading plan? Okay. So remember one thing. This is the first part. That's where I say, right? These are the. This is the trading foundation. So you will have to create that. What do you mean by still deciding? Shashank, you don't have to make it too big. It can be just a simple 1 or 2 page trading plan which in which you'll have to put in what are the things that you're going to follow and what are the things that you're going to avoid. That's it. That is what will go into your trading plan. Yeah, makes sense, Mr. Suresh. Okay. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you about a 15 minutes break is fine, so that those who have trades can manage their trades in the opening, and then we'll come back at about 9:30. We'll go till 10 o'clock and then breakfast break. No, see, the confidence will come with more number of trades, Mr. Dhirendra. You'll have to ensure that you take trades. Even if you lose, you can take a break of a day or so and then start trading again. So during this process, when you are trying to get core strategy and your psychology in, uh, what do you call, you're going to try to control them, you have to make sure that you risk very less money. Otherwise, when you start losing more and more and bigger amount of money, right, it is going to create psychology issues for you. Yeah, that's fine. Facing confidence is not a problem. With XLT sessions, you will probably have a better understanding of all this. Yeah, and it's a journey. You cannot avoid that journey. Everybody goes through that. Even I go through that. Sometimes you have a string of losses. Even I do have a string of losses when markets suddenly turn. And during that time, it is natural to lose confidence a little bit. Just that during that period, you'll have to take some break. That's it. Okay, let's break for 15 minutes, come back, and then we will go with the options foundation. All right. Do not exit the room. I'm going to keep the thing mute. You just you just be in the room and manage your trades. All right. All right, welcome back everyone. Can you please confirm if you can hear my voice and see my screen? All right, thank you guys for your confirmation. The markets are becoming very volatile, isn't it? Yeah, but this is how it is going to be probably. Lower end it'll start moving up, upper end it'll start moving down. So you have to be very careful when you start trading these markets. One quick question before start: should we focus on one asset class initially or trade in whatever we get opportunity as per core strategy? What would be your other asset class example? Is it going to be options or commodities or something else? Ashish? No, no. Start with core strategy and one asset class, and then move towards that once you have a good understanding of your core strategy. Forex and commodity can wait a little bit. You don't have to be in a hurry unless you don't get any absolutely anything in in equities, but that's not usually going to happen. All right. Okay, let's get into the options foundation now. Let's take a look at a right to buy example. Now let's assume here, let me take a couple of people here. It's a Shashank and Sony. We'll take these two names, okay? Now let's assume Shashank has a flat as an apartment. No, Prasanna. Okay, now are all questions regarding core strategy done? Then we can start focusing on our options class. Just give me one moment. All right. So Sony is aware of privy to some information. Yeah, yeah. No sound, I know. Yeah. Now is it fine? The screen and the sound? Can you please confirm? Okay, perfect. Now let's say Shashank has a flat which he wants to sell. And probably Sony is interested in buying that flat from Shashank. Now, there are different reasons why Shashank wants to sell the flat and why Sony wants to buy the flat. All right. So let's say Sony is aware of some information that there is something big coming around in that area, like let's say like an airport or a mall or a metro station, which is eventually going to increase the price of that flat. Clear? All right. So Sony is aware of privy to some information. Now Shashank may or may not be aware. Now the reason why Shashank wants to sell the flat could be anything. It could be that he's in need of money. Probably he's got some news that there is nothing coming around, and I might want to just sell off the flat here and buy somewhere else. right? So it could be any reason both these individuals will have for buying and selling of that particular flat. Now, since Sony is aware of some information, is privy to some information, but that information is right now just rumors, it is not yet confirmed. All right, it's not yet confirmed whether they are going to have some mall or a metro coming in, but she is privy to that information. So she wants to buy the flat. The flat right now is valued at 1.5 crores based on the current market conditions. So based on whatever information is there, now Sony is not sure whether she should buy the flat or no. Now that could be because of any reason. One is that maybe she does not have the money in hand right now, or she is waiting for the information to become true and then only go and finalize the purchase of that flat. So in that case, what will you do? What would you do in that case? Pay a token, book it, pay some advance. Absolutely correct. Okay. Now that's what you would normally do in an apartment example. Now let's take just one moment, guys. Okay. Okay. So as all of you said that make some initial amount advance, blah blah blah, that's fine. So but that is as good as booking the flat and the intention of buying the flat, right? Isn't it? But here instead, what Sony does is Sony tells Shashank that Shashank, here is the deal. I'll pay you 3 lakhs. Okay, I'll pay you 3 lakhs to own the right to buy the flat for a price of 1.5 CR, which we agree upon during the next 3 months. Okay, you pay that Sony pays 3 lakh rupees to Shashank, and by paying this 3 lakhs, what she gets back in return is right to buy the flat for a price of 1.5 CR on or before 3 months from now. On or before 3 months from now. Yes, she gets the right to buy. Okay, now this is different from token. This is not token money. Remember this. This is not token money. Because if today you say, okay, don't sell the flat to anyone but me, I'm promising you to do that. Will you really? And if you get somebody else to buy at a price of, let's say, 1.6 CR, what would you do? If, let's say, Sony had not given you that 3 lakhs, it was just a verbal commitment that I'll buy that flat. What would Shashank do? Let's say I offer Shashank 1.6 CR. Of course. So Shashank won't wait for Sony to come back and pay, right? He's getting a better price, so he's going to sell. If it's only a verbal commitment. But now, what has happened is Sony has paid Shashank 3 lakh rupees and entered into a contract with Shashank. She has entered into a contract with Shashank, which says that Sony has the right to buy the underlying flat for a price of 1.5 CR on or before 3 months from now. On or before 3 months from now. Now, this is a contract, and Sony as Shashank is bound to this contract. So, once Shashank signs the contract, he cannot run away from that contract. Is that clear? It's a legal contract. Absolutely correct. Okay. Now, so what happens is Shashank, the seller, receives 3 lakhs and is now obliged to sell the flat to Sony for 1.5 CR if she asks for the flat during the next 3 months. So anytime Sony can go to Shashank and tell him, here's your 1.5 CR. Let's do the agreement. Let's transfer the flat on my name. Now, and at that point in time, whenever Sony decides to buy the flat, the price of the flat could be anything. It could be 1.6, 1.5, 1.8, 2.1, whatever it is. But the agreement is for what price? 1.5 CR. So Shashank has to sell the flat to Sony for 1.5 CR because he has got into a legal contract. Okay, and why would Sony do this? Or why would even Shashank agree to do this? Okay, let's go to the next slide and understand. Is that clear? The context, is it clear? Yeah, Arun, we're coming there. Now, what can happen during that period of 3 months? Okay, what can happen during that period of 3 months? Number one, the flat loses value and is worth 1.2 CR. So whatever news was going to be there, because of which there was an inflation in the price of the flat. It could be that there is a metro coming, a mall coming, or something new coming up there, because of which the property prices are going to go up, and that's why 1.5 CR was the price agreed by Sony and Shashank. Okay. Now, let's say the first scenario is the flat loses value and is worth 1.2 CR. So whatever news was there is not going to happen. It was all false, and the flat value drops down to 1.5 CR, 1.2 CR. Okay. Now in this case, now since Sony has the right to buy the flat, is she really obliged to buy the flat? Absolutely. So Sony can just tell Shashank that, boss, I don't want to buy your flat. I'm not interested anymore. So what will Sony lose in this scenario? She'll lose the 3 lakhs. That's it. So Sony never had to buy the flat. She is going to only lose 3 lakhs, and she did not even have to tie up 1.5 CR. Imagine if Sony had just based on the information she had went ahead and bought the flat at 1.5 CR, and now the news is false and the flat drops down in value. Is Sony going to be in the loss of 30 lakhs? Instead, and plus she has the asset with her. Instead, what she did was she only lost 3. Yeah, so this 3 lakh Bhavya is not a token amount. This 3 lakhs is over and above that 1.5 CR. It's like this is the premium that Sony is paying and Shashank is receiving, because it's not about, yeah, 10%. It's because they are getting into an agreement. Sony wants to buy the right, and Shashank is not going to sell the right without accepting some premium for that right, isn't it? No. Now, once Shashank gets into that contract by accepting that 3 lakh rupees, okay, Shashank cannot sell the flat to anyone else till Sony decides that she doesn't want to buy the flat and she forgoes the right. Yeah, this is over and above 1.5 CR. Cannot sell it. Now, whoever buys this right has the flexibility or the right, and whoever sells the right will be obligated. So he has an obligation. Correct, Shashank. Yes, the total price would be 1.53. No, that amount, this is over and above that 1.5 CR, remember. This is over and above that 1.5 CR. So this 3 lakhs is not the token amount. No, Suresh, Shashank cannot do it. Shashank cannot do that. Once he gets into a contract with Sony, he cannot change it. Simple. Till 3 months, he is bound to sell the flat only to Sony. Unless and until Sony decides that I am not interested in buying that apartment. Or 3 months go by and Sony does not come back and buy the flat. At the end of 3 months, let's say 1st February to April 30th. So after 30th April, if till 30th April, if Sony does not buy that apartment, right, then she has to forego the right as well as the 3 lakh rupees. Both will be gone. He cannot return that 3 lakhs to Sony. That's not possible. So the only thing Sony can do, the only thing Sony can do right now is, if she's not interested, let's say she got the news that, oh no, nothing is coming around, the flat probably might go down in value. So what Sony can do is, Sony can simply sell this right, let's say to Ramesh, because Ramesh probably is not aware of this information. So Ramesh thinks, okay, 1.5 is a good flat for me and I'm getting the right. So she can transfer the rights to someone else. Okay, she can transfer the right to someone else. Is that clear up to this point? Okay, so the first scenario is clear. The flat loses value and is worth 1.2 CR. The most that Sony loses in this transaction is 3 lakhs instead of 30 lakhs, because the flat has now dropped down to value by 30 lakhs, and she never had to buy the flat and tie up 1.5 CR. That is if the flat doesn't increase in value or drop down in value. The second scenario is, whatever news Sony was privy to, okay, has come out true, and the flat now really gains value and is worth 1.8 CR right now. The flat gains value and is worth 1.5 CR, right, 1.8 CR right now. So what Sony can do is, there are two things that Sony can do. No. Premium cannot be increased after signing up the contract. It has to be done before signing up of the contract. Okay. Now let's say the price of the flat increases to 1.8 CR. Now Sony can go ahead and buy 5 CR and sell it at 1.8 CR. That is the market price. So she buys it at 1.5 CR and sells it at 1.8 CR in the current market price. So to realize a gain of 27 lakhs. Why 27 lakhs? Because remember, Sony paid that that 3 lakhs to have the right to buy the flat for 1.5 CR. Isn't it? I'll come there, Suresh. Hold on. Okay. So that is how, without having to tie up 1.5 CR, what was the gain Sony made? 27 lakhs. So with an investment of 3 lakhs, you ended up making 27 lakhs. Yeah. Premium is what people bid and ask for. It's like, what is a good price for Reliance? Is 1220 good price, or 1120 good price for Reliance, or 920 good price? You decide, right? So based on what you think, all right, 900 is a good price for Reliance. So right now it's 1220. So Bhavya won't buy Reliance at 1220. She will wait for 900. Similarly, the premium of 3 lakhs is decided based on your perception about the value of the flat. All right, same as auction. Now, that is one thing. The second thing is, so one is Sony will buy the flat for 1.5 CR and then sell it at 1.8 CR. Okay, sell it at 1.8 CR. But here she has to invest 1.5 CR before making that 27 lakhs. So your return is based on 1.5 CR, isn't it? An amount of 27 lakhs over an investment of 1.5 CR. Now the second thing that Sony could have done is, sell the right to buy the flat at 1.5 CR to someone else, let's say Mr. Ramesh. So instead, what she does is, now the flat is priced at 1.5 CR and the current value of the market price of the flat is 1.8 CR. So what is the distinct advantage that anyone will have for owning this right? What is the right value at this point in time? When the flat value is trading at 1.8 CR and the contract is for 1.5 CR. Absolutely 30 lakhs. So the value of the contract, it's the same 3 months. That period won't change. If let's say it was 1st February to 30th April, the end period of that contract is still going to be 30th April only. Okay. So now what Sony can do is, instead of tying up 1.5 CR, Sony can sell the right to buy the flat at 1.5 CR to someone else, let's say Mr. Suresh, to someone else, and collect the difference. So the right provides a 30 lakh advantage to the owner of the right. Therefore, it is worth at least 30 lakhs. So since the underlying value has gone up from 1.5 CR to 1.8 CR, the value of the right has also gone up from 3 lakhs to 30 lakhs. Why? Because there has been a significant gain. Correct. So Ramesh might have another expectation, that Ramesh might think that this flat might go at 2.1 CR. So that's why he is willing to buy at 1.8, the right at 30 lakhs. Okay. So Sony now simply sells this right to buy the underlying flat for a price of 1.5 CR, now at a price of 30 lakhs instead of 3 lakhs. Why? Because the underlying has gone up in price. Because the underlying has gone up in price. Yeah, it could be anything at that point in time. Yeah, Suresh. Correct. Yeah, I mixed up. I messed up. So it's, let's say Suresh is the one who is buying that from Sony. Okay. So the value of, no, it is 30 lakhs because the underlying is trading at 1.8 CR. The flat, Suresh, is now valued at 1.8 CR, isn't it? The flat currently is valued at 1.8 CR. So the value of that contract will be at least 30 lakhs because the contract is for a price of 1.5 CR of the underlying, isn't it? That's why the minimum value of this contract is going to be 30 lakhs. Now let's say if the flat was valued at 2 CR, what would be the minimum value of the contract? 50 lakhs, absolutely correct. It's going to be minimum 50 lakhs. Perfect. Got this point? So now Sony has sold the right to buy the flat at 1.5 CR to Suresh and collected the difference. That right provides a 30 lakh distinct advantage to the owner of the right. Therefore, it is worth at least 30 lakhs. And since Sony sold it for 30 lakhs, what is the advantage that she's getting? No, Suresh, you are incorrect. Delta may be 30 lakhs, but premium may be different. Yeah, premium could be different depending on how much time is remaining. You're right. So Sony made 27 lakhs. So in the first scenario also Sony was making 27 lakhs. This scenario, this part when she first bought the flat and then sold the flat and still made 27 lakhs. And in this scenario, what she did was instead of buying the underlying, she just traded the contract. Correct, Chandrasekhar. So what is the advantage here is that Sony did not have to shell out 1.5 cr. She was able to make 27 lakhs only with a capital of 3 lakhs. Isn't it? She just traded that contract. And this, since the time left is less, Mr. Suresh, you are trying to get into something else which I am not yet teaching. Right now, just assume that the value is 30 lakhs. It will not be 30 lakhs. It could be more than 30 lakhs, but it will not be less than 30 lakhs for sure. Because the underlying is trading at 1.8 cr and the contract value was 1.5 cr. Got it? The contract value was 1.5 cr. So the difference is 30 lakhs. So the minimum value is going to be 30 lakhs. It could be more, but it will never be less. All right. So in these two scenarios, if she wants to sell the house to another person, does only requirement just. So if she wants to sell the house, Santosh, she will have to buy the house. But if she wants to sell the contract, she does not have to buy the house. She can instead sell just the contract. The contract just still gives you the right to buy the flat, right? Absolutely, Rahul. So what's to buy how much she wants? No, like the target has to be fixed by you by Sony. So Sony is happy with 30 lakhs. The contract which she bought at 3 lakhs, okay, the contract which Sony bought at 3 lakhs is now valued at 30 lakhs because the underlying has moved from what? 1.5 to 1.8. That's why the underlying has worth, the contract value is worth 30 lakhs. So either Sony can buy the flat and then sell the flat in the open market and make.